Hi everybody. Well, as you know, if you've been watching some of my videos, I have been showing you how to use the Amazing Putty and Bondo to create molds for missing pieces on your furniture. So together we have gone through one of the little round pieces off of the legs, and then we have also created this missing piece off of this drawer. If you watched my first video talking about this buffet, I feel like it's not focusing, but maybe it's just me. You also heard me and saw that it was missing pieces of this trim. So let me move you closer. Okay, so that you can see it. So of course it's not missing it now. At the time, this side was missing this middle piece, and the other side is missing, or was missing, this piece. And so if you remember at the beginning, I told you there are more ways to create molds than just using the Amazing Putty. And so that's all we have done at this point. We've only used Bondo and the Amazing Putty. This video that you're going to be watching is going to show you how to use hot glue to create a mold instead of using the Amazing Putty. Now I will tell you that I didn't end up creating these from the hot glue gun, but I started that way, and so I do show you how that is done. The problem that I had was that in between these pieces is very difficult to get to, and I had trouble filling those areas with the hot glue and, you know, taking it off and keeping it in one piece. I did create a mold that way, but I didn't like it. And so I'm going to show you that, but I ended up creating the molds using the Amazing Putty. I didn't really think that would work at first because of the same problems that I had with the hot glue, these little gaps. But if you look closely here, you can see that I managed to get this around those pieces, and I created a pretty good mold. Now this one was the one that, I think this is the one that goes here on the center piece, and you know, I could get it on there. I just got to squish it. And then this one, see, it has that little angle on it, is the one that was created from that. And so I ended up doing it with the Amazing Putty. But I want to show you that hot glue is an option. It just didn't work for me with this particular project. Now, I told you before that I had also created a missing foot for a buffet that I had, and I did use hot glue for that. So it does work, it just depends on the piece that you're trying to mold. And I want you to know that that is an option for you. So I just want you to see how I do it, even though it didn't really work out for me. Okay, so I ended up this way. Oh, and the reason I'm having to make this video is I forgot to video this part. That's why I'm telling you this. So I have the video where I tried to use the hot glue, but then I don't know, lost my head, and I didn't video using the Amazing Putty and making the molds and putting them on here. So as you can see, it worked quite well. You cannot tell that one of those pieces was missing. And if I bring you to this side, you can't really tell that one of those pieces was missing. And if you go back to the original video, I've got one called Introduction to Project, and then also the first one that introduces you to the molds. I show you the buffet with those pieces missing. And so it can be done. All right, so you're going to be watching me use the hot glue to create a mold, and that's all there is to this video, because I don't go on and fill that mold, and I didn't video these, so I'm so sorry. But I did just want to show you that. And, you know, there will be plenty of opportunities for me to create molds in the future where I will be able to video more and hopefully be better videos than what I've created at this point in my YouTube career. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so here I am putting Vaseline on this piece that I'm planning to mold. The reason for this is it just makes it a little bit easier to get the mold off once it has dried. This is raw wood, and the glue is going to tend to want to stick to it a little more. You can see that the Vaseline has colored the piece a little bit. I'll just do a light sanding on it afterwards, and then I'm going to paint it anyway, so that's not going to show. If you're going to stain it, then that's different. That's a whole nother video. After I get it covered with Vaseline, I will start applying the hot glue. And basically, you're just trying to cover this piece as completely as you can, getting around the sides as well. You're creating a cup to hold your Bondo to create that mold. So you're trying to get it as solid as possible. And then once I take it off, if it's got any holes in it, I can fill those with some more hot glue to create a nice solid piece. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish covering this with glue. You really don't need to watch the whole process. I'm just going back and forth with my glue gun. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of time to set up. And so the next part of this video actually shows me trying to remove the piece that I molded on the other side. So you can see as you watch me that it's a little difficult to get off, but I do eventually get that done. Okay, I think we're ready to try to take this off. Let's see what we can do. And I just kind of use my fingers and I try to loosen it first. I don't know if you can see that, but you can tell that it's coming loose. And then the biggest problem is trying to get it off around the back without tearing the mold up, because it's just got these, especially right here, you know, there's not a lot of room to lift it. So I almost have to try to lift it from this side and then, you know, I'm going to have to put a little bit right here because it's cracked, but I can do that after I take it off. You just go to the outside of it and fill any holes that you might see. Hopefully I can get this loose. If not, I may have to cut that part off and then try to fix it, you know, after I get it off. Because it's just, it would be nice if I could take these pieces off and mold them. Be so much easier, but then of course I'd have to reattach them, and they're really carved on here. They're not attached, they're carved. And so I don't want to have to do that. You can see this one, you know, I have to reattach that. It wasn't like it was nailed on to begin with. It was part of the wood and they carved it after the fact. It's like really interesting. Okay, here we go. Just trying not to tear up my mold because I don't want to have to do it again. Wouldn't that be lovely? So I'm trying to pull it, but I may end up having to yeah, see, I've got a hole in it right there, but you know what? I can fix that. At least I have the basic structure of the side. And so there it is. Now it's the inside we're looking at. Now it looks like I have a few places that I need to fix, but that's not bad. And so you can see that my Vaseline has darkened it. I'll have to go and clean this up and try to get any leftover glue from right there out, and that is difficult. Let me take you over here to the other side. Let me move my light. We've got quite the clutter going on here. See if you can see. And let's see, this will go, I think it goes like that. No, it goes like that. See, there's my little carved in niche right there, and so it will attach right there. I may end up putting Bondo here to attach it if it's not, you know, once I get my mold made, if it's not big enough, then I can reattach it with some Bondo, which will help it come out a little bit. Actually, it goes like that. So, you know, that's our next step, is to fill our mold with our Bondo and create our shape. Now, I already created the one for the other side, and I didn't really show you because I was practicing, but I will do this one with you. And I may end up redoing this one, but it is this piece here. You know, it looks pretty good. I really need it to go a little further in here, but the problem with that is getting that glue in there and then being able to get it out. So I'll have to decide if I like this piece. Of course, it goes on the other side. Let me move you and show you. And it's a little dark, so on my light over here. And there we are. See it? So this will go here like so. And once you attach it and paint it, you won't be able to tell. Hopefully. Now, I'm not finished, you know, sanding on it and so forth. But we'll see what happens. But I will come back and we will fill this with our Bondo. And I will move that outside to do it because it's a little smelly. But first I'm going to go in and I'm going to take my glue gun and fill in these holes that I have. But I need to plug my glue gun back in because it's not hot.